Hi, friends. Happy Patriots Day.
Ah, well, hi-ho there, everyone. This is Kermit the Frog coming to you live from the Perkins household.
Thanks for coming, Kermit. We're going to read a story to our friends because today's Patriots Day.
Ah, yes, Patriots Day. That is the day we celebrate the football team, the New England Patriots.
You know what? It does sound like that, but it's not about the New England Patriots.
Oh, what is it about then?
It's about the Revolutionary War happened over 200 years ago, and it's how we became our own free country.
Well, okay, let's hear the story.
This is a story of the Boston Tea Party.
Ah, a party. Well, wait 1 second.
What is it, Kermit?
Well, I want to put my party hat on because we're going to have a party.
It's not that kind of party. You'll see. Take your party hat off.
All right, well, go ahead. You start telling the story and I'll take my hat off.
All right, Kermit. The Boston Tea Party. We have some friends in this story, some mouse friends. See if you can see them. Oh,
I can't because you put the book on my head.
do you see
Okay,
any?
yep, I see them. There they are.
There's the mouse friends. They're going to help us tell the story.
All right.
These are the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land and became part of the Boston Tea Party. Only pick the new shoots. They're the ones that get sent to the factory to be made into tea.
That's the mouse speaking?
Yeah, the little mouse is talking. Look at this little mouse here. You know what he said?
No, what does he say?
Who needs tea? Where's the cheese?
Oh, wow, those ladies look so nice.
They're working very hard.
Yes, they are. Picking the tea.
This is the tea that was made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land and became part of the Boston Tea Party. Look at the mouse. I love tea! It's everyone's favorite drink in the colonies. And perfect with a nice slice of cheese.
Oh, that sure is a nice china set.
It's fancy.
Tea set, you know.
It's fancy. This is the king on his English throne who declared, "Tax the tea that was made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land," and became part of the Boston Tea Party. 3 cheers for King George III, King of England, and all her colonies. But we need more money. Let's tax the colonists.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Hey, that guy sort of looks like a big giant goldfish. I'm going to call him King Goldfish.
Well, it's actually King George III, King of England.
King Goldfish.
These are the colonists who cried no to the king on his English throne, who declared, "Tax the tea that was made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land," and became part of the Boston Tea Party. We have a lot of mousy friends in these pictures.
Are you going to read a couple of them to me?
First, they taxed us under the Sugar Act. Then they made us pay tax for tea. I don't think these mousies and the colonists want to pay extra money to the king.
They sure do seem angry. It kind of reminds me of the time that I stepped on Miss Piggy's foot and she went, "Hey-ya!" You know?
This mousie is wondering where the cheese is.
They should be looking for flies. They taste better than cheese.
Look at this, Kermit. Let's listen to the story.
All right.
This is the cargo being carried in ships to the shores of the colonists who cried no,
No!
to the king on his English throne,
King
who
Goldfish.
declared, "Tax the tea that was made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land," and became part
Of the Boston Tea Party. I get it. Yep.
Look. Oh, here's the mousie saying, "Look, it's the Dartmouth and the Eleanor and the Beaver. They're all about to set sail." These mousies are still in England. These ships are carrying the tea to Boston.
That does not look like a beaver. It looks like a giant ship.
That's what they named it. These are the Patriots.
Oh, hi, Patriot.
Now we're back in Boston. These are the Patriots who made plans to dump the cargo of tea being carried in ships to the shores of the colonists, who cried
No way!
to the king on his English throne,
Oh,
who
the
declared,
King Goldfish.
"Tax the tea that was made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land," and became part of the Boston Tea Party. Sam and John Adams have called a meeting. Paul Revere, Joseph Warren, and John Hancock, they're all here.
Looks like they're telling scary ghost stories to me.
This mouse is wondering if they're eating cheese for supper.
All they talk about is cheese.
I love cheese. These are the disguises worn by the Patriots who made plans to dump the cargo being carried in ships to the shores of the colonists who cried
No way, King!
to the king on
Goldfish.
his throne, who declared tax the tea that was made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land and became part of the Boston Tea Party.
Oh, I see. It's actually a costume party. They're dressing up in costume.
Dressing up as Mohawks will fool the British. We'll sneak on board and surprise the sailors. Make sure you don't dump any cheese by mistake. Those mousies are still talking about their cheese.
I'm in a costume too. Do you think they will recognize me?
Kermit.
Sorry, go ahead.
These are the sailors, scared by disguises worn by the Patriots who made plans to dump the cargo being carried in ships to the shores of the colonists who cried no to the king on his English throne, who declared tax the tea that was made from the leaves
Not a good idea.
that grew on a bush in a far-off land and became part
of the
Boston Tea Party.
Party.
Surprise! They're not fighting back. I think they know the tea tax isn't fair.
Maybe they're just scared of mice, just like elephants
This
are.
mouse is wondering if there's any cats on board.
Hey, that guy's bald, just like me. See?
Let the friends see the pictures, Kermit.
That guy right there. The bald one. See?
This is the harbor. Stained dark brown. Like a giant teapot, shouted the sailors, scared by disguises worn by the Patriots, who made plans to dump the cargo being carried in ships to the shores of the colonists, who cried no to the king on his English throne, who declared tax the tea.
You know that goldfish king?
That was made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land and became part of the Boston Tea Party. This mousie is saying, we were forced to take action. The British were not being fair to us. Cheese overboard!
Cheese overboard! Hey, that guy looks like Tom Brady throwing a football.
Let the friends see the picture.
Oh, sorry.
There they go, throwing it over into the Boston Harbor. These are the tea chests, 340 in number, which bobbed in the harbor stained dark brown, like a giant teapot, shouted the sailors, scared by disguises worn by the Patriots, who made plans to dump the cargo
Throw it overboard.
being carried in ships to the shores of the colonists, who cried no to the king on his English throne, who declared tax the tea that was made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land and became part of the Boston Tea Party.
Hey, Mrs. Perkins, you keep talking about taxes, and I don't really know what a tax is.
Tax is extra money that you have to pay for something that isn't part of what it costs. Extra money for the king. We pay taxes.
And he was asking for too much, I guess.
Yes, he was.
And so we throw the tea overboard.
Well,
not the X's, not the O's, but just the tea.
It's the tea that you drink, Kermit.
Okay. Let's get on with the story, please.
These mice are swimming in teacups, or rather paddling in the harbor. Our plan was a success. We dumped all the cargo. My cheese is getting soggy.
Well, let's just toss that tea right over. Just overboard.
These are the soldiers who fought for freedom, remembering the tea chests, 340 in number, which bobbed in the harbor, stained dark brown, like a giant teapot, shouted the sailors, scared by disguises worn by the Patriots, who made plans to dump the cargo.
Dump it overboard!
Being carried in ships to the shores of the colonists, who cried no!
No way, Jose!
To the king on his English throne, who declared tax the tea that was made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land and became part of the Boston Tea Party.
Hey, why are those guys red? They should be green.
The redcoats are coming! Those are the British soldiers. They were called the redcoats.
Green's so much prettier,
We're ready for them.
See?
We tried to get the British to listen to our request, but they just wouldn't. We'll fight for our freedom. Those mousies, they're right there. Oh,
those are some brave, courageous mice, that's for sure.
These are Americans. Maybe they're in Boston.
Well, it looks like
independent and free.
Yay!
Who honor the soldiers who fought for freedom, remembering the tea chests, 340 in number, which bobbed in the harbor stained dark brown, like a giant teapot.
Let's go be through
Shouted
overboard.
the sailors, scared by disguises worn by the Patriots, who made plans to dump the cargo.
Dump it over.
Being carried in ships to the shores of the colonists, who cried no to the
No
king,
way,
on
King
his English
Goldfish.
throne, who declared tax the tea
Tax
that
him,
was
tax him.
made,
No. Oh, sorry.
made from the leaves that grew on a bush in a far-off land, and became part
Of the Boston Tea Party. Hey, Mrs. Perkins, I told you it's a party. Let me put my party hat
You can
back
have
on.
your party hat on now. It is a party now.
There we go.
Very nice,
Oh,
Kermit.
say, can you see Kermit wearing the party hat? Okay, are we done?
The Boston Tea Party.
Well, that was a great story. And there
Bye,
is
friends.
Mrs. Perkins' daughter, Tabitha.
Thank you for
All right,
listening.
see you later.